John Madden, I don't know that there's any way you could hope for better weather, better playing conditions.
Well, I think that some of the big giant defensive players would wish it were a little cooler. That was one of the things that Bill Parcells was worried about, that at the end of the season they played back there in New York in all that cold weather, and he was worried about his team's cardiovascular conditioning.
Back deep for the Broncos. Allegre gets it underway. It's going to be Lang at about the 1. Outside the 20, about the 23, knocked down by Tom Flynn. Bill and Herb Welch, the 2 safety. Elway to throw on first down, comes out of the pocket. This is what they dreaded. Elway scrambles on first down, chased by Harry Carson, knocked out of bounds, a gain of 10. Took a couple of years after he was their first-round draft choice, but you're right, he has really developed into an outstanding linebacker. Elway will operate from the spread formation this time. Jackson in Giant territory.
Game against the Redskins are the 2 best games I've seen a linebacker play.
And that would be Carl Banks. 3rd and 2. He got up, by the way, a little bit slowly after that play. 3 tight ends set up down for the Broncos. And off Winder. No gain.
Keith Bishop, and again, Carl Banks got the penetration.
There's the book on Carlos. Going to get there. And it's good. The Broncos. Officially, it's 48 yards for Rich Carlos. And Denver leads 3-0. 10:51 left first quarter. Their own 22. Lionel Manuel starting and split wide to the right. Sims going to work early. To Manuel. First down, Giants at about the 38. Mark Bavaro. Bobby Johnson split wide left, and Manuel moves back in motion, and Sims is going again. Bavaro by Dennis Smith. Split wide to the left this time. Bavaro lines up on the right. Manuel moves, and Morris gets the carry. Morris breaks into the secondary and gets down to the Denver 40, out of bounds there by Steve Foley. Picked up 12. Solid plan. 3rd and 10. Tony Galbraith back in the backfield next to Sims. Now is McConkey in motion. Sims to Stacy Robinson. And the Giants get their first down. This guy, they didn't think he was much of a player when drafted, Mecklenburg, but they couldn't keep him out of the lineup, and they still can't. Sims back to throw. Bavaro. And he's down to about the 5.5, a gain of 18. It'll be 1st and goal, Giants.
He does a lot of swatting the guys aside.
It does. And carrying guys. And running over guys. Sims. Touchdown. Zeke Moat. Yards away.
I was just saying, Pat, that drive is a Super Bowl drive. It's an all-star drive. Moat is the motion man. See him on top of the screen? He came across the formation, up the field, and then back in the end zone where he originally came from.
Allegre with Jeff Rutledge holding. 7-3. Giants lead. Time with 1 setback. That's Watson in motion. Elway fakes. Gets it out to Winder. Winder to the Giant 44. Stopped by Welch.
Underneath. Then if they start coming up on that, then boom, go deep.
First down, Denver, and Elway drops again. Fires outside, this time Mobley. Big Orson gets another Denver first down. 6 for 6 on the drive, and Elway just as efficient and drops again. Gonna throw a screen. It's Winder. Knocked out of bounds finally by Harry Carson, but that's near another Denver first down. Shooting 7-3. Wilhite and Sewell now are the two backs. Sewell with the ball. Sewell cut down by Elvis Patterson, a loss of 3. Deepest penetration against the Giants. 3rd and goal from the 4, and the 4 wide receivers. Jackson goes in motion. Elway up the middle, touchdown.
Can't give him a lane. That's what the Giants did, and that's what makes Elway so he can not only throw it as strong as anyone, but you get the 4 wide receivers. You get that defense spread. Now he comes back. He looks for a hole. Look at that big gap. See, they just turn the ends out. The linebackers run out, and there's a hole like a truck for Elway to run through.
The center, Bryan, with an outstanding block, and the Broncos recapture the lead. 2:06 left to play the first quarter. Denver 10, the Giants 7. Broncos lead, 1st and 10 Giants at their own 22. Sims again to throw. Again complete, this time Morris. Almost 30-yard line. Andre Townsend made the stop for a gain of 7. Henderson on 1st and 10. Left side hit behind the line of scrimmage. Mecklenburg was first there, a loss of 2.
Come out of that defense.
3rd and 3, Sims from the shotgun. Up on top and nobody there. McConkey is saying, hey, there's me, knock me down. Bill McConkey jumped up and started waving arms, but to no avail.
Sims, who said on Thursday, it was about as good as he's ever practiced. He told him, hey, save some of those.
Reed said the same thing about Elway. Lang, the ball carrier, pulled down by Lawrence Taylor. 3rd and 12. Elway wants somebody to move. Motions in that direction. Back to throw. Comes out of the pocket. No question about his arm, and he's got a man. Vance Johnson inside the Giant 30.
The 2 fingers in the eyes, that means Mo. And Mo means Mobley.
And Mobley's a big package.
That's a 275-pound Mo.
Elway is 8 out of 10. Vance Johnson on the move, and Elway retreats. Here comes the blitz. Elway unloads. And it's Mobley, and he struggles enough for a Bronco first down. With the way things are going, he should be. His team leads 10-7. And they're down post again. Elway. Sewell. Kenny Hill on the stop. Gain of 7 and a Bronco first down. He didn't play in the first meeting, the regular season meeting between these two. Stuttered. A tackle lined up at tight end of right. Elway knocked out of bounds at about the 3 by Lawrence Taylor, a loss of 1. Between the 2 and the 3.
This will be a play pass. They do have a tackle. Dave Studdard is playing tight end. It could be a tackle eligible. See him down here at the bottom, 70.
Winder. By Banks. They lose 3.
I think a pass would have been a better call. That run, there's nothing there.
So Carlos with his second field goal attempt of the day. This one from 24 yards out. Kubiak holding. Carlos is no good. At their own 20. Sims goes back to throw again. Complete. Bavaro. 3rd and 1. The ball's at the 41. The Giants think they can go wide on short yardage. Instead, they go to Morris, and Morris goes straight ahead and gets the first down.
Make the team. He said he was the first guy in his class to get an apartment, and he came in the same year as John Elway.
That's McConkey in motion. Sims back to throw under pressure. It's Mobley moving over to the right. Elway comes out. From behind. By Leonard Marshall. Elway this time out of the spread. Under heat, safety. George Martin.
George Martin has had big games against these Broncos. Remember, it was George Martin who intercepted the pass in the first game and ran it in for a touchdown. And now it's George Martin who comes up with the big play, the sack for 2 points. Number 75 from the outside. He's working against Ken Lanier. Just keeps going up the field. Elway started to fall into that side, and Martin gets 2 points for his team.
Sims, Bavaro up the middle, incomplete. He had a couple of steps. 1 minute, 1 second left to play in the first half, 2nd and 10. Elway with a lot of time and a lot of arm. And a complete pass to Steve Watson at the Giant 32 out of bounds, stops the clock. Jackson split wide to the left. Watson to the right. Look out for him. Incomplete to Mobley, who hits the goal post. I'm not sure who's bigger. The Dakey post. Some kickers are shaky anyway. From 34 yards out, Carlos. No good again. Giant 44, Joe Morris. The handoff from Sims, going for the first down, and he won't get it. Lewis Wright, the first man up there, the veteran who has played so well.
It's a trick.
Rutledge with a long count, hoping they'll jump offside. Now he's Godfrey is the center.
They only need less than a yard, and he can run an option.
Rutledge, the quarterback, runs for the first down. Nobody jumped offside, but it worked.
You see the smile on Bill Parcells' face? Those are gutsy calls. You go for it on 4th down. Everyone wants you to go for it.
Giants at their own 47. Now with the regular offensive setup back in there. Sims back to throw. Up out of the pocket. Off to Morris. Or to McConkey. Can't block when you carry the ball all the time. Roussan has replaced him now. He's back there with Maurice Carthon. Sims back to throw. Got some time. Down the middle, Roussan. Inside the Bronco 20. 3rd and 6. Galbraith in the backfield with Sims. McConkey on the move. Sims to Bavaro, touchdown.
The guy never says anything, Mark Bavaro. and I think we caught a smile on that one. But when he started from a two-point stance, he gave Dennis Smith a little push to the outside, then he went inside.
Who threw the touchdown pass to Bavaro. His first touchdown pass went to the other tight end, Zeke Mott. Allegre's extra point is right down the middle. 16-10. Giants lead. The touchdown coming up. We have 10:08 left in the third quarter. Sims to Bavaro.
Plays his deep passes.
First and 10 Broncos from their own 14. Giants 16-10 leader. Pass deflected.
He was right.
3rd and 5. 9:22 left third quarter. Giants ahead by 6 and Elway retreats. Elway incomplete. Wilhite, the intended receiver.
You can see right there he gets Dennis Smith. Smith was there, but he gets blocked and doesn't make the play.
Morris again. Stopped this time by Hundley. Hey, that's Tom Flynn that the trainers are looking at over on the Giants sideline. That's manual in motion. And the handoff is to Morris. First down and more. Steve Wilson on a stop, a gain of 9. That's what they thought they could do.
Everything is in your flow.
2nd and 9. Sims back to throw. Again has time. To Manuel. I think you're going to get your wish right here. Or your thought. Oh, Sims is going to throw. Sims is going to run. At the 5, Ricky Hundley. 3rd down and 3, the ball at the 5. It's Morris and Carthon behind Sims. It's Manuel in motion. It's to Morris. He won't get the first down. He got only 1 yard. Rulon Jones was the first man to make contact. Goff is back in the game and will try from 21 yards out. Now he seems okay. And the kick is okay. With 3:54 left to play in the third quarter, the Giants 19, Denver 10. Is the lone setback. Banks broke free. Elway got away from it. Pass incomplete. Steve Watson, the intended receiver. And 3 with 3 minutes left to play third quarter. Incomplete. Clarence Kay was the intended receiver. Banks, the defender.
Thing that the Bronco defense has to go over. Make something that get the ball back for your offense and hopefully in good field position.
2nd and 8. Sims quickly outside. Manuel. Past the 50. Covered by Dennis Smith. This half. To work again. There's one of the wrinkles. Going deep for Bobby Johnson. Phil McConkey now. McConkey head over heels at about the 1 or 2 yard line. A gain of 44.
And that's a celebration. Phil McConkey wanted a Super Bowl touchdown.
First and goal at the 1. And it's Morris. Touchdown Giants. Seconds left in the third quarter, and Bill Parcells wants no early celebrating.
That's right. He told his defense, you got to stay fired up. You got to get it back.
Rutledge holding for Allegre.
Tell you, on that touchdown to Joe Morris, Chris Godfrey, the right guard, made a nice block. Get Dennis Smith, 161, right there. See him pulling out. Here comes Morrison behind him. Watch it right there. He gets the outside man, and Morris can get right into the end zone.
24 seconds then left in the third quarter. And the Giants increased their lead to 26-10. Elway flushed out of the pocket, but chased down by Marshall. The third sack of Elway. Marshall's second. Second down and 25. Elway standing right on the goal line, right on his own end zone line. Retreats into his end zone. Pass picked off by Elvis Patterson. Stopped by Watson. Flags come flying, but the Giants will have possession. The first turnover today. Over 1st and 10 at their own 48. Sims gives to Morris, hit behind the line of scrimmage by Rulon Jones.
They don't stay blocked either. You get a shot, then they bounce off and they go running after you again.
Sims drops. Stacy Robinson, 20, 16. First down, Giants, they're moving.
You see it all, but in all the letters, one thing I say is he has a low center of gravity, and that's why he has so much power.
2nd and 9, Sims going. Going to be a flag in the end zone. Intended Bavaro. Louis Wright, the defender. Bavaro stays down momentarily, but he'll be back. The eyes and the intensity of Joe Morris. Carthon was the man on the move. Sims has to duck under it and take the sack. Pushed by Freddie Gilbert first. Sack of Sims. Third. Sims. There's McConkey's touchdown. Look at Bavaro. He handles him like he's a rag doll. Keeping this ball.
He's not going to fumble it either. Look how he's protecting it. You don't know what kind of hits you're going to get in celebration. So he put look, he has both arms wrapped around it. And he grips it tightly to his body. Not going to fumble this one. You can't have this one.
Allegre for the extra point. Rutledge holding. Trying to make it 33-10. Flag down. The Broncos jumped off sides. I'm sure it'll be declined on the kickoff.
There's Phil Sims. That's before the touchdown. That was calling the cadence. I think he's throwing it to Mark Bavaro.
He is.
He is. It hit Bavaro right in the face. And then McConkey came off with it. He was watching Bavaro all the way.
What a guy to get the rebound.
He'll take credit for it as a head.
10:56 then left to play. 33-10 Giants.
Up with touchdown.
When things are going right, they go right. Here's Elway. Gets it outside to Vance Johnson. That should be enough for a first down in Denver.
Do everything. When we were talking to Bill Belichick, he said he's also the hardest working of all our players.
Here's Elway out of the pocket, gets it upfield, complete. Mark Jackson this time. And now he gets up limping.
But they have to do it all with signals because the Broncos aren't huddling up now.
Going in a hurry. Pass caught. On a rebound and a flag goes down. Jackson came up with the completion. Bounced off Lasker. Hand off Sewell. Blockers in front. And Sewell for another Bronco first down and out of bounds at about the 28-yard line.
After this one, they won't say that.
The next thing is training camp.
How How about next year, Coach? Can you do it again?
3rd and 4. Here's Elway scrambling up the middle. Got the first down.
Only came up with 7 points. 2 missed field goals, but once they were on the 1-yard line and couldn't score.
Here's the reverse again to Sewell. And again, it's Carl Banks who makes the stop.
He thinks he's won.
2nd and 16, back at the 20. Elway up into the pocket, now down the middle. Elway stays on his feet, is out of bounds at about the 12. Up the middle is Elway again, slides to the 10. That'll bring up a 4th down. Carlos hits this one, and it's 33-13. 6:01 left to play. The Broncos have all of their timeouts remaining. 33-13.
In the game.
I guess that clears up the question as to whether they're married or not.
Well, yeah, well, they got married. Yeah, they got married in that baby bucket.
That's Ruth's son over the right side and out of bounds by Steve Wilson. Unless he's just a decoy today. 3rd and 6. 4:20 left to play. Sims with the ball. Sims down to the 10, inside the 5 to the 2. Another one of those that was not called, I'm sure. Nobody knew he was going to do that but him. Otis Anderson. Now the running back. Anderson. Touchdown, Giants.
O.J. Anderson. He's congratulating all the linemen. He's congratulating everyone. This is his Super Bowl touchdown. Traded from the Cardinals. Really didn't play a lot. He's going to be in the record book. Now, from now on, it turns into fun. The blue jerseys.
And you just hope it's over on the other side of the field.
On the other side, it just stays with you for a long, long time.
Allegre missed the extra point. And so the score remains 39-13 with 3:18 left to play.
The Giants are going to win this. They ought to be able to celebrate.
Here's Wilhite. 11 yards, first down, Denver. The use of the telecast without the express written consent of the National Football League is prohibited. Elway, Wilhite. Giant territory to about the 47. Lawrence Taylor on the stop. Elway up into the pocket, out of the pocket, down the middle. Pass caught by Vance Johnson, touchdown. What a heck of a catch and what a heck of a throw by Elway. Kenny Hill and Herb Welch both back there. 46-yard touchdown pass.
The Broncos thought they were going to be able to do this. They just hoped it would, that ball control thing, then go for a couple scrambles and try and get a deep one later. See, Elway can buy time. He just steps up, moves to the left a little, and then he just uncorks this thing down here to Vance Johnson. There, Herb Welch didn't even see that thing coming. It just went shoulder.
Just heard it whistle by. Carlos for the extra point. And 47-yard touchdown pass from Elway. That makes it 39-20 with just 2 minutes and 6 seconds left to play. Yellow jacket that security people. And there it comes.
Well, there's two kinds. There's plain water and there's the sticky stuff. And when it has color in it, it's sticky. And they're all going to say it. It's not getting to the Super Bowl. It's winning the Super Bowl and being the champion. and the difference in the feelings. I mean, the Giants are as high a thrill and as big a thrill, as an emotional as you can ever get in sports. And I think the Broncos are the opposite side of that.
56 seconds remaining. Galbraith tries to get around to the outside. Rulon Jones calls the timeout. Simon Fletcher made the tackle with Rulon, who's done such a great job with this Denver defense. 4th down. Rutledge keeps it. Rutledge is down. The Broncos will take over. Stopped by Rulon Jones. Kubiak is the quarterback now. They're always through. Kubiak, middle. Broncos out of timeouts. I think that has to be something that they'll be thinking about a long time.
Well, that was a big part of this thing, and then that halftime. I mean, the way the Giants went in and came out in the second half, Hurt won't. He already has something to carry off there.
Here's Kubiak out of the pocket. And Sampson scampers out of bounds.
Any sense either. This place is going to be packed. Getting out, you can't get out anyway.
Well, you might as well stay, I guess. Kubiak down by Dorsey. And Pepper Johnson. And Eric Howard. And Parcells is up on the shoulders of the offensive lineman.
He's saying, not yet. It's okay, Bill. It's okay. You got it.